What's your predictions for this round?
I gave them.
You're 4 out?
Mm-hmm.
Who were they?
I said 1 from the top 5.
Well,
Well, 1 from the top 5 is not a name.
I thought I was deaf, Travis. I thought I missed something.
The following is a production of Dirty Mo Media.
Hey guys, welcome to Actions Detrimental post-Bristol elimination race of the round of 16. We now move on to the round of 12. We are luckily part of that. Who did we eliminate? We eliminated Cindric, Logano, No, that's not it. That's below the cut now, isn't it, Trav?
Yeah.
You deleted. He actually did delete.
They're not in the playoffs. Get the out of here.
I'm looking at it, I was like, damn, Logano's out, Chastain's out. When I got to Reddick at the end, that's where I was like, oh no, this is not the right list.
SVG, Bowman, Dillon, Barry.
Man, Josh Berry.
That's tough.
That's a tough way to go. I don't know. Is it tougher to go that way, or is it tougher to be in it, and then out? Like
probably that. Because if you're never in it to begin with, then like you're just like, oh, I hope you just don't expect to get through.
Yeah, but
I think you're right.
It didn't take that many points to advance. Like he could have. So like
No,
you're like,
not
man,
all.
if I just had like one good race, I could like.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to last week or
If
before
you had
last
one
week,
good race, you'd be Alex Bowman.
And Alex Bowman, like, so if you had 2 decent races, like I'm just saying, like it wasn't that hard to advance, and you didn't even get a shot, and it's not up to like it wasn't out of his control. Like if he would have screwed up, I think it's easier to be like.
Well, the first one at Darlington, he did screw up. Although I don't put that on him because it's hard to control a car that only has 3 tires on the ground, and when he hit that bump, that's all it had. And then he got taken out, and then was it just a fire took him out?
Yeah. Mechanical issue, I guess.
Sheesh. I would agree. I'd just rather be out of it right from the beginning than have it swept away with like 10 laps to go in the elimination race.
Letarte was talking about it on his show, just how difficult it is to, because Cindric had a similar issue, if not the exact same issue that Barry had maybe, but he stayed in the car. How difficult it is when the heat is getting to you, the smoke is filling up the cabin, you're just stuck in this confined, tight space to just get out, right?
Cindric was willing to die in there. I mean, it was interesting. I couldn't believe they didn't pop the window out, but I guess, I don't know. I don't know if there's a rule against that or not, but maybe creates a fucking backdraft or something, and then it gets bigger.
Would it have even mattered? There was
so much smoke in Cindric's car while he's on pit lane. I was thinking, just pop the window out, pop the window out.
Sure, but they also only have 30 seconds to get this thing figured out, right? Because he's going laps down and he's dropping points.
Yeah,
hemorrhaging points.
Yeah, they were lucky to get that fire out for sure.
You've been in Texas, you were on fire. What's it going through your mind when that?
So there was some fire on the inside of the car. I don't know whether he had fire on the inside. I mean, there was tons of smoke. But the smoke is the most uncomfortable part for sure.
It's the rubber that was catching on fire, right?
Right.
From all the tire wear.
That's right.
And then it's catching other components on fire.
That's right. Yeah. Did I read there was like 4 or 5 of them?
Yeah.
Like fires, right?
Yeah.
Next gen, man. Thing catches on fire all the time. We had Lane Riggs. Yeah. Lane Riggs won the truck race. I didn't get to see a whole lot of that, but sounded like he kind of took control.
I also did not see much of this race. However, was he the first caution in this? I saw he spun out early on.
Yeah. Spin and win for Lane. Moving on now. Are they someone educate me on where they're at in their playoffs? I mean, I don't even know. They could be in the 3rd round for all I know.
Let's pull up NASCAR.com here since none of us.
Their cutoff is next week.
Next week.
I tell you what, you're quick on the trigger. Like when we don't have an answer, like you can find things pretty quickly.
That's his job. That's
But thank you.
True.
Listen, cell phones to me, I just work fast.
All right. Well, Lane Riggs wins. Trucks. Aric Almirola wins the Xfinity race. Thought they had a good car. Justin looked pretty strong there at one point. Seems like he got behind on his adjustments. And then they just made a strategic call there at the end to stay out when others pitted, and Sheldon Creed gets his 15th second place finish. It's hard to do.
Yeah, you talk about odds, and then if I just win enough races and all, things just working out for you. Eventually, hitting the ball, right? Bat hitting the ball. But this guy is doing everything but hitting the ball. If we're talking about wins,
that's right. A lot of foul tips, a lot of foul balls. He made a charge at the end. Gosh, he had the tire advantage. He just didn't get through the traffic quite quick enough. But Aric moves that car on to the next round. The 19 car is in. I don't even know which car is out of the playoffs that's in with the driver, but I don't know. It all gets so confusing. No one really cares. The Cup race got an 81% on the Gluck poll.
So do you agree with that?
I got asked on the Played Around Home what it would be. What is, and I was like, this is, oh my gosh. While it could be all over the place, I don't know what the fans thought of it, right? And I said, but I think it's going to be 81%. And it turned out to be 81%. And I think it's a fair number. I think that, I think about Dave's Pizza reviews, right? Mm-hmm. It's that's an 8-1, which is a really, really, really good pizza. But to get into the 9s, I mean, you're gonna have a unicorn type race,
An all-timer,
right? Nines are hard to get. Like you were saying before, you get 4 out of 5 people to agree on something. That's pretty damn good. I thought it was a fair number simply because, it was. I'm guessing from a fan standpoint, it was wildly entertaining. For the most part of the race, I had no idea whether I was 4 laps down or leading the race.
That was a struggle. I watched 20-something laps from the stands and seeing Austin Hill just blow by these cars, 6th place, 5th place. It's like, holy shit. Austin Hill somehow has found himself in the top 10. It's like, oh no, he's actually 3 laps down. So watching from the stands, I mean, the comers and goers were, that's underrated to say.
If they're going to have these types of races back at Bristol, they need to reinsert the scoreboards that they took out there. They used to have them over in turn 3 and turn 1. We had scoreboards, and then underneath that big old jumbotron, there was a scroll ticker of LED boards. Well, they took those out too. I guess when things just fail or die, they just take them out. But they took them out, and so now, I mean, even during the race, I'm trying to look under caution, trying to figure out who's running where, and you might get a full field scroll every 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It was long. But I couldn't figure out who was where. I mean, after that, how about this? The first caution at, I don't know, lap 75-ish. I had pitted a little bit before that. I was about to have to pit again, and the caution comes out. I'm like, oh gosh, how many laps down are we? And they're like, you're 6th. So I was like, oh, all right, well, things are okay then. It was just hard to keep up with, truthfully. I agree. From my standpoint, there was just so many pit stops. There were so many laps under caution. Holy cow. I saw where there was over 2 hours of runtime under caution.
Is that true? I know I saw the same thing that you said. There was 2 hours of runtime under caution and an hour and 45 of.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
That seems
true?
Like, is that true?
Think this is a made up stat, Austin?
I don't know. That seems really, 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 really excessive.
We ran a lot of cautions.
2 hours worth?
How many cautions were
That's
there?
a long
How many cautions were there, Trav?
It's like 13 or 14.
Okay. What's the average caution time?
I don't know. 5 to 10 minutes?
5 to 10? No way. Way longer than that.
Longer than 5
In
to 10?
NASCAR,
At Bristol?
Our cautions are... Chase Elliott blew up and we beached the whole track.
Are we counting? Or I guess you're
I'm telling
counting
you,
stage ends to this too.
That would be caution. It's 2 hours.
It's like a fake caution though.
It's while the cars are running 45 miles per hour.
I know,
on
but
the
it's like halftime. You know, it's like counting commercial breaks in a football game, including halftime. I don't know. 2 hours seems really long, but then when you break it down,
that was kind of my only. It's not kind of my only. It's one of my onlys. Was that just there was so much caution. There was so many yellow flags. It's hard to get in a rhythm, and then it just kept mixing up the tire strategy, and then you would run out of tires, and then it was like, I don't know. I just, for the life of me, could not figure out. Like, I was like, my days, it's gone horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. And it's like, you're still 12th. You're still 12th. Like, it just was confusing, even from the driver's seat.
But a lot of these cautions, right? They weren't just from a guy blowing a tire and then.
No, they were wrecks.
They were.
Yeah.
There's contact. People were getting moved out of the way, moved up
Right.
out of the groove.
Oh, it was the most physical short track or race in general I'd been in quite some time.
So isn't that what you want?
Sure. Yeah, I'm down with it.
I feel like.
I mean, like if you were a little bit faster than the car in front of you, everyone was just like, all right,
get out of the way.
knock you right out of the way. Just because nobody wanted to run up the racetrack because running the middle lane is what wore the tires really, really badly, which is what I found out in the very first run. Before I knew this was going to be a tire race, if you notice, I got hung on the outside for a few laps, and then all of a sudden I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, I think I've corded my right front. And it was only like 15 laps into the race. So pretty quickly, I looked up at the top of the racetrack. I saw the marbles, and I was like, oh boy, we got one of these races. All right, let's go. Like, I was actually excited to see how this played out. But, yeah, just car was not built for this type of race, or I couldn't drive it for this type of race.
So how does that work? Because we talked on the show here last week, and you said a friend of a friend of a friend told you that these tires were wearing like a cheese grater, right? And they were just disintegrating. And then we go to practice, and nothing happens, and the tires are perfectly fine. So now everyone's under the assumption that it's just going to be like the spring Bristol race, and there's going to be Ryan Blaney or the fastest car is going to lead 480 laps. Right? No one expected this tire thing after we thought that maybe we were going to have this race before going into the weekend.
Well, everyone was prepared for anything. But after practice and lap time seemed to level off, it was apparent that this not really much changed with the tire. But as the overnight happened and the track got cleaned off, the reapply of the PJ1, I saw where Bozy thought that was a factor as well. And not only that, the PJ1 was applied differently this time around than it was previously. Because as I understand it, the machine couldn't handle the banking of the track, so it kind of had to ride on the apron and shoot up, so it was narrower. The PJ1, the grip strip was narrower than it was before. So I think that probably contributed to the tires wearing out maybe more and quicker, is that you couldn't really get your right front down there in the grip. So I don't know, just we didn't predict it, and when it came to it, and we because I thought at practice on Saturday we were very, very good, definitely a top 3 car, had all the feels that it kind of needed from my standpoint. I'm thinking that here comes 60. But no, it just there was nothing I could do to keep the right front on the car. It really didn't even matter how slow I went. There's that second to last run, I don't even think I hit the gas hardly, and still had cords after 40 laps. So, I think that if all the teams had planned for it, you probably could, everyone probably could go comfortably 55, maybe 60 laps. And that's still saving. Like, there was no one that went all out right from the beginning of the run. So when we looked at this race and said, okay, well, it was a good race because the tires wore out like we planned on them wearing out. I think, we're nitpicking here, but you never could actually go. You could, but you'd have cords in 20 laps.
Could you go last year? Not the spring, last fall.
No, last spring.
No, that was Kyle Larson domination.
No.
Was the tire race?
Spring of 24 was the tire shredding.
That's when Denny won.
Yeah.
Oh, it was that long ago.
It was. Yes. Yeah, you could go. And again, we got the tires to last 60 some laps fairly easily, going at a faster pace than what we did this time. This time you had to, or at least we had to slow down more, and the tires wore quicker. So a lot of the variables there. So I think it just, maybe it's a little too much because, you want it to wear out, and it did. It's very grateful that they found what they can put in a tire to wear it out. Now put that at many other racetracks if you don't mind. I still don't understand why we can't get left side wear. It's all right side. Like, there's such disparity with our tires to where if they do wear, it's all right side and there's nothing on the lefts. And it's like, man, if you give the lefts a little bit more grip to hold the car, you could run the same right side tire because it's using that energy to pull the car around the corner. You're not just relying on the right sides alone to carry the car around the corner. So just transferring some of that grip or load into the left sides, I think would be a good change. But overall, they delivered on what we wanted, and that was more tire wear.
If you knew that was the race you were going to get, could the team set up the cars differently?
Yep. You could. I don't know how big of a difference it would make. It probably would make some. Maybe you add 15% more of whatever the tire life is. Maybe more than that.
Would you be able to
20 at the most
to go as you're saying?
Well, that's what I'm saying is you want a tire to be able to go if you want it to go. I could never make it go. Like I could never. I knew if I went hard for 2 laps, I was toast the rest of the run. Where you would want a tire that you can go if you want, but you're going to pay a little bit on the backside. It was, no, you can't go at all. If you look at the lap times of all the cars, we all went at the very beginning of the race. We were, I think some of the fastest laps were like 15.5s. And if you look at every run after that, everyone just started slowing down more and more and more and more to just try to conserve life. Even cars that were trying to push it couldn't even go that quick anymore. So, yeah, it's maybe a little aggressive. That's why I think that 81% is probably the the right number on the poll. Is that, it was very, very good, very compelling, lots of passing, lots of contact. Could you make it better? Sure. It's a hard job to do, but my advice would be to put more grip in the left side tires, to take loads off the right, to give the rights a little bit of a break to make them last longer.
So my question is now, when we go back to Bristol, under similar conditions, does Goodyear just bring the same tire and now it's on the teams? Like, okay, teams, you guys know if we're under these conditions, then you're going to get this. So set your cars up accordingly. Or do we want Goodyear now to like tweak this some more, and now we're going back to Bristol and kind of experimenting some more with like a different tire? Like,
you know what I found that was very interesting that I still don't have an answer for is that where did they just come up with, and they were so confident, like we did no tire testing whatsoever.
right.
They said, we're going to put something in this tire that's going to cause it to wear. And I'm like, well, where's that been for the last 20 years? Right? Like, where have you been hiding this potion? I'm wondering, did they not find something that was different in their process that happened in the spring of 24 that they're like, oh, we added this chemical that was, not supposed to change anything, and it turns out it changed everything. And then they just said, they've done some tire testing, and they've done tire testing at tracks where they've shredded tires in like 20 laps at other racetracks. So it's like, I think they've been experimenting with this, and all of a sudden said, we're putting it in at Bristol. And they felt very confident of it without even testing it, and it turned out to be accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it did just what you said. I'm just surprised that you didn't see any hint of that in practice.
No, just like, there was a couple things for sure. Xfinity cars just had practice. They really wore in the racetrack. We didn't have that. We didn't have the new application of PJ1 put on right before our practice. I don't know. Just all those things combined, it's just there's something in that formula that made it. Once it got cooler and the track cleaned off, it wore the tires.
Last week you said you wanted the chaos, and I think if you ask me, like if there was chaos, I would assume that this is where you were going to be able to excel. And if everyone wasn't able to really go because of cording, why weren't you able to perform where I think a lot of people thought you would with tire conservation?
Yeah, the difference between this race and the spring of 24 is that I felt in control of the tires kind of at all times. This time, I felt like I was a passenger to the car wearing out the tires. I don't know how else to put it. Like if I tried to make one push to go around someone, instantly I could feel the tires cheese grating and starting to cord. So I just didn't have that. I did not have that in 24. And this time I definitely felt hamstrung with kind of, this is as fast as I can go. This is as long as I can go. And unfortunately, at the rate we were wearing tires, we were going to be out of tires. So it just kind of put us in a hell of a spot. I was always, every restart, the last of the cars on my tire strategy, and those who would put on rights or four tires were right behind me. And then they would shuffle me. And then all of a sudden, I'm off the bottom now, getting passed by all these cars with 3-lap fresher tires. And I'm up in the middle lane, just killing my because I can't get back down. It was just a bad combination of where I restarted, how I restarted. It just was all bad. And then the amount of times I had to pit, then the time that we were at a spot where it was like, we can't pit, we don't have the tires, is when I started first and just, I had no chance. 20-some lap tires against fresh tires. I'm actually happy I started on the top to just get the hell out of everyone's way, because I knew if I went to the bottom, which is probably going to be the best, I was going to get pummeled into the corner, and then who knows what happens after that. So I don't know, just it was a miserable night from my standpoint. I'm sure my fans, it was a miserable night, considering that, we weren't a factor really at all. Not what we expected, but I wish we could go back and do it tomorrow. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I feel like from your standpoint, it took at least a quarter of the race to realize, like, okay, maybe the 11 doesn't have what's needed to win here, because, the first part of stage one was what it was. But then when that caution came out and you caught a break and were able to pit and restart 8th with fresh tires on the more or less the same strategy as everybody else, it was like, okay, maybe now we've got something. Everyone now has figured out that this is the type of race we're going to have. Charlie was very confident, like, okay, now, I mean, I was too, but now you know what you got. Who can manage this the best?
Yeah, I had opportunities, just never could make anything of them. There were times I had 2 or 3 lap fresher tires. I couldn't make any hay. The minute I'm telling you, if I tried to push at all, I would instantly core the tires. So it's just, not what we were thinking.
Why didn't we see some teams roll the dice and set up their car for this?
Maybe some did. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like nobody did, though.
Well,
right?
you had a few cars that were...
Yeah, but what I said is that if you had a chance to actually set up your car for this, you're going to make it last 15, 20% longer. That's only 10 laps. You know what I mean? So there were some cars that went 50.
Yeah, the 54 was one of them.
Yeah. There were some that could go that long. 55, I think 56 laps is the longest that anyone ran. So there were some that had a little bit longer fuse than others. But it certainly was shorter than what it was the spring Bristol race. By 10, 15 laps. It was shorter yet.
Did driver skill play into this?
Yeah, of course. I think that, driver skill does play into it. I said before that I thought that driver skill and then car setup was kind of 50-50 of tire management. Both have equal responsibility. But I think, all the drivers get smarter too. They understand, they've had now a race of doing this, and so they understand kind of how to manage the tires. And then, do you have a car that is able to manage tires? I wouldn't put Gibbs at the list of the best tire savers. He's not at the other 35 tracks that were, 35 other races. It could be track position. It could be a whole host of things. But he found a way to go longer than most, which kept him up front.
Right. So in this race, he figured out a way to save tires. He may not be a tire saver.
Yeah,
but.
He figured out a way, and or the car had a longer fuse, just had the ability to go longer. Because it was the inverse of this in the spring of 2024. The 11 went far longer than what the 54 was able to go. So, I don't know what changed between those.
Hey, this is Dale Jr., and for the latest Actions Detrimental gear, go to shop.dirtymomedia.com. We've got plenty of options for you. We're adding new stuff all the time. That's shop.dirtymomedia.com.
In this format for you, did Saturday night kind of suck because you're already advanced, so you're not going to win? So it's just like what's going through your mind out there?
Yeah, it sucked. It really did, because I never got to push the gas down. I mean, that's why this pizza is not a 90, because I never could go. And at some point you want to be able to just, okay, well, let me see what kind of speed I've got. Never did I have that.
This caution with the 42 and the 9, did you play any role in this?
No. I hit the 42 after he ping-ponged off the 9. So what it looked like happened is the 9 tried to get in a hole, and he was running significantly slower than the cars that were on the freight train running the bottom. And John Hunter didn't see it coming or didn't check up in time. He hit him, and when he hit him, he stopped in front of me, so I then hit him. So no, the contact was from the 9 pulling down into a lane, running quite a bit faster, and then we ping-ponged from there.
So shut it, haters coming after me saying Denny did that.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I mean, on track, it looked like, maybe the
No.
11 had something to do with it.
You
watch this replay; it's pretty clear.
I was the second guy in contact.
Yeah. So unfortunate night for Chase Elliott. I was surprised he in his interview afterwards, he had assumed that his season was over. I guess not knowing the points situation, but he advances obviously.
Travis, you ripped off the pages from the previous weeks. Oh, he's got him there. Where was he going into this race?
Chase was plus 28.
So he assumed, but yeah, I guess he just cares that he's probably going to finish last and get no points. But like Austin Dillon wasn't doing anything. He was plus 28 to Austin Dillon, who was having a miserable race of his own.
The only way it was if
he wasn't going to miss.
Bowman winning, obviously, or Bowman getting second and finding a way to get the fastest lap, I think was the only way that he could have been eliminated.
Gotcha.
Which somehow the fastest lap was like on the third lap of the night.
Yeah, because we all didn't know that we had a tire save. I mean, you should see the lap times. We just keep going slower and slower, trying to make these things last. We got to lengthen the fuse. We got to make it a little bit more. I think you just soften the left side tire up. You don't have to change anything with the right side. It wears, it's good, everything's fine there. We got to put grip back in the left side tires of this next gen car. It helps passing, it helps everything. So that is my my message to them. And I wear their hat because they did a good job giving us tire wear. So
yeah, and
Goodyear.
And credit to Goodyear is that we've been talking about this for years now, and it seems like now know what they did to give us what the fans wanted, what we've been asking for.
Yeah, it's just a little extreme, right? I think that we found the line of like it was a bit extreme. That's all.
Speaking of tires, it's best to have 4 tires on your car. So what happened there with you?
I do not know. All I know is I went into turn 3. Well, I felt something kind of weird off of turn 2 where I felt like, I turned the wheel and the thing was hanging and I was like, what the hell? Like, am I having another, major tight moment? Did I cord a tire already? It was only a couple laps into that run. And then, I just went in turn 3. The car went straight, wiped out AJ. I don't know who else got in it, but then I was riding on 3 tires, which is interesting because every time I hit the wall, my car actually handled a little bit better. I mean, I hit the wall 3-4 times throughout the day. Steering wheel stayed straight for the most part the whole time, and it just nothing really changed.
Why does the car handle better after hitting the wall? What bends on it that is now more...
Yeah, sometimes toe links bend in a favorable manner. So maybe if your car is tight, it'll, you could hit the right rear toe link and it'll bend the right rear out, which helps the car turn. Maybe if your car is loose, you hit the wall just right and it bends the right rear in, or the right front, it bends it somewhere or another. So it just usually compensates, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. At Darlington, it was for the worse. When we hit the wall there, I was already a little bit free. Next thing you know, I hit. Me and Chase hit tires on a restart. I'm now loose for the rest of the day because we can't fix it. So it can go both ways.
Are we expecting a punishment? 2 crew members being removed from next race?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Which, I mean, is super unfortunate because we were the only guys on pit road during that time. So there was no indication, no heads up or anything if it was loose leaving the pit stall. But I'm not sure. I don't know if. Yeah, I don't have an answer of how or why, but more than likely.
How will that affect the 11 car in these next 2 races?
I have no idea who's sitting on the bench, who's ready, and it's not even my concern. I mean,
why isn't it your concern?
Because that's the crew chief. He manages the people. There's nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? My concern needs to be on the things that I can control. Worried about, oh my gosh, well, I hope that the fill-ins or this or that, or, are they young? Are they old? Are they good? Are they bad? You're just wasting mind energy at that point. So it's not my concern because I just feel as though that's someone else's department to be concerned over. I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability, and we'll try to win with whoever we got. I think that, JGR has got a very deep pit stop team and crew, and so we'll see what they come up with, but they'll put their best options out there.
I get that this is how you operate, but to me, it's like odd. Like if it was me, I would want to know like who's been my replacements. Like, how good are they? Like, I'd want to know. Like,
okay, what if they told you, these guys are. Well, we don't have anyone, so we hired these 2 guys off the street to do it. You would lose your mind.
Like, I don't know. I find it odd.
I mean, that's not what they're doing. I'm just saying that's consuming your brain with stuff that doesn't matter. And all that matters is you doing your job to the best of your ability.
At another point in your career, would you have consumed yourself with that?
Probably. But, I mean, yeah, more than likely. But it's the so what, now what? I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't go back. Trust me, I wish I could redo that entire race. Let's run it back today. But it's unfortunate.
Like if it was me, I'd be going to Gale, Coach Gibbs, or whoever, and be like, make sure like whoever's on Ty's pit crew, like if they're like, I need the best available here. Like I want to be, reassured that what I'm getting is good.
Right. Well, that's what you hope the decisions that they make is that they just, if they've got an available. What are you laughing at,
Travis? Just the difference in you two. If it's me, I'm calling up Gale. I'm calling up Coach. I'm saying whoever's on Ty's pit crew, you give me their 2. Like I just can't imagine you doing that.
No. But I'm going to assume that if they have 2 guys that are very, very good that they're comfortable with, they're going to put them on my car. If they happen to be on someone else's team, then they happen to be on someone else's team that is not racing for a championship. But that's not a decision for me. It's a decision for them.
Does JGR lease out pit crews to anybody else?
Gosh, I don't even know. I think they do.
Because we saw the 48 team make a change.
Yeah, they do.
And I think that the 48 team actually outperformed when they switched. The pit stops got slower, which usually, those guys got something to prove. So that when the 48 team gets taken off of the 48 and you go to the 77, now you're like, all right, you want to take us off? We'll show you. Whether there's any correlation to that or not, but it's simply from a mind standpoint. I surely there's highly motivated to show them.
At the end of this race, Bell sneaks through and then holds off Keselowski for the win.
He did. I thought as hard as Brad hit him, I thought he wrecked him. I could not believe he had the balls to hit him that hard, because that easily could have been just like not a bump and run, but like a dump. Like, first, Bell missed turns 1 and 2. That's what allowed him to even get close. I was like, oh my God, no, Christopher Bell missed the corner. He missed the corner and missed the bottom, and it allowed Brad to get right to him. And I bet at that point, C. Bell was like, oh no, I let him get close enough to hit me. How he held on, I don't know. It's just this next-gen car, man. That just tells you the advantage that the leaders got. When second place hits you that hard and it doesn't even move your car hardly, yikes.
Is that move by Brad a clean racing move?
Not if he would have spun out. No, that would have been not good.
Well, he admitted that he was trying to do that, right?
Yeah, but I think Brad even admitted, he was like, he says, when I hit him, I was like, oh no, I did not mean to hit him that hard. So, that was as hard as I've seen someone get hit on corner entry and not spin out.
When you know it's coming, because I assume Bell knew it was coming, can you
can slow
effectively
down.
defend it?
Yeah, you can slow down.
Well, they said that. Bianchi and Gluck talked about how he was expecting it and kind of was ready for it.
Yeah, you can generally just slow down. That gets your car more in the racetrack. If you drive into the tires full capability, you're essentially, and you don't see it. You don't see it on TV. You don't see it while you're in the stands. But these cars are always sliding. They're always sliding on the surface. Now, if you slow down, it's not sliding anymore. It's stuck to the surface. So if you slow down, it allows you to just, it's how we can bump draft on the straightaways at super speedways, but we can't do it in the corners. So yeah, the main defense is just slowing down, but I don't think anyone expected a hit that hard.
A sweep for JGR.
So, yeah, for first round playoff sweep for JGR.
By all three of their playoff drivers. It certainly is impressive.
Which only means now JGR are definitely the team to beat for the championship. It's only intensifying.
But we reset every round.
Yep. We reset every round, guys. We reset every round. And so that was the first thing Pockris asked me after the race. Oh, well, surely JGR, the championship runs through JGR. I was like, championship runs through Phoenix. It doesn't run through JGR. It runs through Phoenix. It's one race, and anything can happen. Anything at all. So we've seen someone not talked about all year win the race, win the championship. That's where it is. And so I understand it's a great narrative. And I'm very, very happy for JGR that, our cars are clearly capable. They're very fast right now. But in one race, who knows? That you got to get there first. And these next two rounds got some bumpy racetracks in them.
Yeah, you're plus 26 up, Bell's plus 20, but the 19, who's been phenomenal recently, is only plus 10. If for whatever reason they go to New Hampshire and don't have a great day, then all of a sudden you're on the cut line and you're right in the thick of things.
Yeah, I saw where the 19 has scored 133 points this round. They took them all away. Yep. They keep resetting the scoreboard for the guys. They do. If you're behind, don't worry. We're going to bring these leaders right back to you. That's what I don't like about the format more than anything is the constant resets. You get a lead, they take it back. You get a lead, they take it back.
Well, I think it would have made the race on Saturday more entertaining because if you carry the points over, then where you guys are performing is still impacting going forward. But you already won. It didn't really matter for you.
True.
Outside of winning Saturday night, the race
true.
meant nothing for you.
That's right. You are correct. And that's kind of what I proposed in this whole playoff committee council thing is that stop the resets. Like just cut off the bottom. If you want to do eliminations, just keep cutting off the bottom 4 after every 3 races or so. Why do you got to keep resetting? If you want to reset, do it, with your 4-race playoff or whatever it might be. You reset it once there and that's it. But you should just keep cutting off the bottom for as many eliminations as you want, and stop penalizing the guys that, perform well like the 19 car did all 3 playoff races.
Some more ideas for future restructuring of the NASCAR playoffs. Some other drivers in this race that had a heck of a day. Zane Smith ran top 10
front,
all day.
All day.
Corey Heim, 67.
Yep.
Came home with a top 10.
That's right. He got up there towards the end. He was battling for the lucky dog sometime within that last 100 laps or so. Apparently got it back or got the wave around. And, they rallied for a nice 6th place finish there. We had Keselowski, Smith, Blaney, Logano. So good run there for the Fords, right? 4 out of the 5. I don't know if there's any correlation to that, or was it just coincidence? But seemed like Zane or his car did a really good job saving, or both, because he was up front pretty much the entire night.
Yeah, what does that say about a driver, whether it's Zane or whether it's Ty, but just to stay up front in this type of race for as long as those guys did?
Yeah, it's just it's a good. Good motivation for them. I mean, certainly one of the best runs, if not the best run that they've had all year. So it's just it's a good morale booster for the team. Especially this late in the season. It's a grind right now, especially if you're not part of the playoffs. I mean, you're probably just counting down at this point. How many more we got to go? Let's get to a reset back to 0 next year.
Your 4 drivers that you predicted would be eliminated in this first round, you've got 2 of the 4. You predicted Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, Austin Dillon, and SVG. We lost Austin Dillon, we lost SVG, but then we lost Alex Bowman. And who was the last one, Travis? Josh Berry.
Couldn't predict Berry finishing last 3 times in a row. And then Alex Bowman obviously had some tremendous pit crew issues first couple races. So, yeah. I don't, but, nothing, there wasn't a big favorite. This is the round where you're going to have someone at the top. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, someone at the top 5. Yeah, I will say someone in the top 5 in points won't make it out of this round.
Yeah, the first round is always, it's like an appetizer.
It's a don't f*** up.
Right, because you got guys that win one race that are, back in the pack when it comes to the point standings. They're more or less penciled in to get knocked out in the first round just based on points and their average running position. The second round now is where it gets tighter and one little mistake can cost you.
It's New Hampshire, Roval, and what? Kansas. Yeah.
New Hampshire, Kansas,
Yeah.
then the Roval in that order.
I mean, off of speed, just raw speed, I think this is where Cindric and probably Logano is going to need some help. Chastain also is borderline when it comes to speed. I just can't ever tell. They're just not running in the top 5 very often. Now they did at Darlington for the most part of the race there. They were up in the top 5, but they just haven't shown me very much speed in those cars. So I think those 3 are going to have to either execute really well, good strategy, good fortune, or those, you're going to need some of these others to mess up, I think. So I don't know. It's going to be hard I think if it's just based off of speed, it's Cindric, Logano, and Chastain, and then one of us in the top 5, just because it's NASCAR racing.
How do teams approach the playoffs, if you're are you trying to consistently get better and find something so that if you do make it to Phoenix, you can come there with the best car? Or are you looking at these 3 races being like, okay, we're the one team. If we just bring top 10 speed around a top 10 car to the track every weekend and execute, that's what could move us on to the next round. And then we'll battle whatever situation we face in the next round. Or are you looking at the season as a whole?
I think certainly for the first 2 races of every round, it's go all out, do everything you can to win the race, have the speed, and then when you get to the 3rd race, you have to evaluate where you are. If you find yourself plus 10, plus 15, plus 5 going into that last race, you have to treat it differently. You'd be foolish to not treat the race a little bit differently. And a lot of times you perform a little bit worse because of that, because you don't take the risk to go 3 wide middle on a restart, knowing that, if I screw up here, this is I'm going to get a bad finish and give the person didn't outrun me. I screwed up and gave it to them. So I think it's just, for me personally, it's you go all out the first 2 and then you figure out the 3rd what the agenda is.
What's your predictions for this round?
I gave them.
You're 4 out? Mm-hmm. Who were they?
I said 1 from the top 5.
Well,
Well, 1 from the top 5 is not a name.
I thought I was deaf, Travis. I thought I missed something. I didn't hear any names.
Man. I have a weird feeling about Blaney. He runs really, really good at Kansas. New Hampshire, I'm not sure. It's a flat track. He should be pretty good. The Roval, I don't know. He's not been very good on the road courses. Who am I to say? But it's not his strong suit either. And then Cindric, Logano, and Chastain. I just think that he's been prone, that the numbers would say he's prone to either feast or famine. And I think that if you have one famine race and then a subpar race, you could find yourself below.
Jared, who's your 4?
Who's my 4?
Yeah.
Man, I got a lot of friends left in this.
I know. We're gonna see who you're rooting for.
I think Logano goes out. I think Cindric goes out. Although I've become a big Austin Cindric fan. I mean, going up there on stage and proclaiming that he's a goofy goober for the 2nd year in a row is hilarious. And coming out to the SpongeBob song. I don't love Chase. I feel like the 9 team has just been okay. And if they're just okay in this round, they could get bounced. So I'm going to go Logano, Cindric, Elliott, and Chastain.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm not throwing these other 2011 Toyotas out is because
Bubba's been
Kansas
fast.
and Bubba's been great. That's one guy that this whole playoff system sucks for. Is that like when you run good, when you're on the cut line, right, and you have a handful of playoff points, and you run good in each round, you just get taken back to the cut line and start the next round.
Yeah.
But the Kansas and the Toyotas, I mean, historically,
Reddick is vulnerable if he has his kind of ups and downs of execution. That obviously they're the ones that need to make up points. 3 points is not a lot. It's three spots in one stage. We've got 9 stages in this round. I think he'll be fine.
Reddick
but he's in a spot where he can't afford a bad race. I don't think.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like they've really gotten into the groove this year. The 45 team.
I would agree.
When you say avoid a bad race for playoff drivers, are we talking you got to be inside top 15?
28th or worse.
Okay.
28th or worse. I think the top 5 guys can afford one 28th place finish, but the rest of them better be good.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, what else?
Walkout music. Walked out to the SVU Law and Order theme song, in case people missed that.
I did. That was Tyler Overstreet. I didn't.
I thought we could have done better.
What?
Yeah, I thought that
Oh, that was so fitting.
I thought, with all aboard, he could have done something. I don't know. That felt like low hanging fruit. And then you said him in the microphone.
Oh,
There's a few people in Denny's camp that also aren't a fan of that, Travis, or just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who are you? I'm him.
Yeah.
I wasn't on Saturday night. I was not.
That's the other thing is, listen, we saw what we did in Texas from the walkout, and that let's, not do it before the race.
After?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Travis, if you were to set up Denny's walkout, how would you have staged this?
I would have got a better song. I think the Law and Order was low hanging. We could have done better.
I liked it. It was.
A lot of people did. So I'm not saying listen, people liked it, but I just thought we could have done better.
Yeah. Now, if you wanted to dance, absolutely, there was better songs out there, but it's supposed to personify you, right?
Yeah.
Is that a two-part question? Are these Bristol intros uncomfortable for you?
No.
Do you think they're
Absolutely not.
uncomfortable for a lot of guys in the field?
Probably. I don't know. They never make you introduce yourself. I don't think they should. I don't know. I think someone should still introduce you.
Yes. If you,
I don't like the old. You have to introduce yourself. That's kind of bush league.
Yeah, you think of the cool.
Come on, we're a professional sport. And you gotta say your name.
Yeah, you think like basketball, you have the PA announcer.
And you can't fucking hear anything anyone's saying. Like, let's keep it professional.
Yep. Yeah, because if you don't, guys come out there. Austin Cindric's up here. Justin Haley's down here. The mics are getting adjusted. If you don't fix the mic before you go out, and then it's just all over the place.
Hi, I'm Justin Haley. Hi, I'm Austin
I'm Carson
Cindric.
Hosevar. Yeah.
I agree. What else? that was pretty much it.
New Hampshire. We like your chances?
I always like my chances. So is Roval the cutoff?
Yeah.
Roval's cut off.
Okay.
So go.
Let's get a hot
perform
start.
the first two.
Yeah, let's get a hot start here. I New Hampshire, the 20 did the test there. They I think we have a new tire again.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be more wear. It's not Bristol, but it's supposed to be more wear than what we typically have had there, which is good. I feel confident. Another mile flat track, absolutely. Sign me up. Kansas, it's one of my best tracks. So hopefully that plays out nicely.
I got a review here from Get Motivated 1994. I've been an HMS fan all my life, but the more I listen to your podcast and hear your interviews, I find myself rooting for you. Keep it up, and I hope you get your chip and 70 wins. All aboard.
70. It's gonna be really difficult.
If 60 was to come at any of these next two tracks,
I'd still have to be really hot my last couple of years.
No, I'm not talking about 70. Would you be excited, like a New Hampshire? And you said that if 60 were to come at Bristol, that would be great. 60 at Martinsville would be great. But if it was to come at New Hampshire or Kansas,
we'll take it.
You'll take it.
We'll take it wherever we can get it.
Just say, would you be excited? No.
Come on.
I don't know.
You know what I mean.
It'd be okay. Come on, Jared.
Yeah, any track, bro. Any track.
60.
Even the Roval.
You're just further from the fans, like the celebration. That's all I'm alluding to.
Even
all right?
at the Charlotte parking lot, I'd be happy.
You're not winning the Roval. Calm the down.
You never know what could happen.
You want to bet?
Maybe I've been practicing these last 2 months for that track.
Okay.
And you're good on like 2 corners of it.
The one on the banking?
The 2 on the banking.
I think I'm marginal even at those. All right. Well, appreciate that review there. Get Motivated, 1994. I wonder if he was born in 94. HMS fan, thank you for listening in. I have all your guys that are in making the round. These guys think Chase Elliott's going to go out. So
Well, I didn't say that,
I did.
but I do.
who's your 4 out again?
I will go Cindric, Ross, Chase, Bubba,
Which Chase?
Elliott.
So you do have one going out.
Yeah, but I didn't say it. Now I did.
Okay. All right. Well, that's our predictions. We'll see how this all turns out, and we'll see y'all after New Hampshire.